Hi everyone. I wanted to talk to you about drawing. And it seems like such a simple thing. But it's something I really don't do a lot of as a painter. It's kind of one of those fundamental classes that I took in college, and obviously I sketch and come up with ideas for paintings, but I don't really do finished drawings a whole lot. But some of you guys may follow me on Instagram and Twitter and are kind of knowing that I was in the hospital last year. It was probably, I think, like October, late October. Just one night, randomly, I started having stomach pains really bad, and basically, like, throughout the entire evening, things got worse and worse, and I was kind of to the point where I was 10 out of 10 pain, with stomach, like these waves of stomach pains, which then were followed by throwing up. To the point where in the morning I basically had to call my mom and dad and say, like, look, I need to go to the hospital. Like, I can't handle this anymore. And what I thought was going to be a quick little, you had food poisoning or something, and here's some medication, you're going to be fine. Turned into a 6-day visit, with an NG tube in my nose. It turns out that I had an intestinal blockage, which is a very serious thing. Luckily, I didn't need surgery, but steroids kind of took care of the whole thing for me. But the reason I'm telling you all of this is what kind of, 2 days in, I was sitting in bed, and 2 friends of mine came to visit to see how I was doing. And they brought me a sketchbook and colored pencils. And it was kind of a lifesaver, because I didn't have anything with me. I didn't even have a phone charger. So I wanted to share some of the drawings that I did while I was there. And also, while I'm at it, 6 days in the hospital then led to a good solid week, feeling really great, which then followed up with an eye surgery that basically knocked me out again for 2 months. I had a macular hole in my right eye that needed to be repaired, and the surgery was super simple, but the recovery was a nightmare. I literally had to do 7 days of my head straight down. I couldn't look up at all, because they put a gas bubble in your eye, and that can't be getting knocked around. So it can't look straight up, because then that pulls the bubble upwards. So that also was recovery time, and some of the couple of drawings that I did in my sketchbook were also during that time as well. And then ever since then I've been good and healthy, and but it has also kind of led me to this new love and passion that I have for drawing. My paintings are, for the most part, super clean and polished, and I feel like drawing has kind of knocked it down a bit. It's not a solid thing, and the drawings are a little bit more rough, and I like that a lot. some of the new stuff I did on paper are also paintings too. So it's nice to kind of see the comparison. So let me start off by showing you the sketchbook that I did, some of the stuff I did in the hospital and during eye surgery recovery. So I'm gonna take this down here. So the first drawing that I did was of my friends Holly and Shannon. They were the ones that came to visit me. This was kind of like a little, hey, thank you so much for coming to visit me. You know, I really appreciated seeing friends and them actually giving me something to do while I was there where I didn't feel like I was wasting my time. So while I was in the hospital, it was literally like, okay, I think I may be in here for like a day, then I'm gonna get out. And then that day, just my doctor would come in at like 5 in the morning, and then he'd be like, okay, well, you look like you're doing better, but you know, I'll check in on you tomorrow and see how we're doing. And it was like, holy crap, I'm gonna be here all the way until tomorrow at 5 in the morning. And then it was just like again and again and again, and it was like, I'm just never gonna get out of here. But you know, as I was staying there, it was like the number one thing that was like so terrible was the food. And I'm sure if any of you guys have ever been in the hospital, you know that hospital food is not the best. It is certainly not. It's not there for any sort of healing purposes by any means. So this was kind of a portrait of me crying, and with the words hospital food coming out of the tears there. And the 7. A lot of people ask me why I do 7s or 77s. It's the year I was born. And then this one obviously is, you can tell I had the eye patch. I had an eye patch on for a full day during post-surgery. So out of order, kind of something that came to me, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, out of order. Something you see like on a bathroom door or something, but I was like, yeah, that'd be perfect on my chest right now, because my guts and my eyeball are both out of order right now. Where is my mind? Obviously a play on Pixies, but you know, when you start to go through health issues, and as you get older, it really does start to play with your mental health. And this is like literally me ripping my head off to be like, I just want my brain to turn off right now, and I don't even want to think about anything anymore. Lone Wolf. Another eye patch painting, me sending out wishes of good luck. 7s are a good luck number. And the Lone Wolf was just a way of me feeling very lonely, and you know, spending that time in the hospital, I felt very alone. And my recovery for a full week without being able to drive or look up at all, I was taking care of myself in an empty house. So you know, it was a very lonely time for me. Another eye patch, bad luck 13. I felt healthy in my heart, so I wrote this down. At least my heart isn't broken. And you know, although my intestines were broken and my eye was broken, I had a healthy heart, and I didn't feel heartbroken at all by anybody for a change. First aid. Again, bad luck 13. I've become very obsessed with the idea of the Red Cross, and I actually collect to like first aid kits now. But I've always loved that image of the Red Cross and like hospitals and health. So I have starting to use these a lot more in my paintings now, which I love. And another dark Black Friday. Just another drawing of feeling sad and dark and alone. More 13s. So those are some of the drawings from the sketchbook, and I wanted to kind of go through this stack of the stuff that I've done in my studio since I've been home. So this was a series I called Out of the Darkness. Out of the dark being the dark times of late 2022 into this year. So 9 lives. It's kind of a, feeling that, all right, I got my health back. The idea that a cat has 9 lives. Another cat holding a coffin. This is what I love about drawing, especially on like a rougher paper, is you get to see it's almost like, it reminds me of being a kid and drawing with like crayons, it's not going to be perfect, and I don't want it to be perfect at all. I like the rough edges and the line work that I'm getting with this stuff. This is one of the paintings that I did while, working on the drawings. Kind of see the transition of how bold, the paint is on the paper versus the colored pencils. A group of crying skulls. Sad. But I kind of wanted the running theme of kind of black, in these like drawings and paintings. I normally do my black cat like sitting on like a human head with human arms, but more recently I've been trying to actually make the cat look more like a cat, which I love. There you go. Minor threat, out of step with the world. Sometimes I feel that way. Another black painting. I feel like these paintings and drawings are kind of, I think I'm using these as like a palette cleanser for the year, like to kind of like get my January started for the beginning of the year. This is one of my favorite ones. I love the cross and the color, how the colors sit on this one. I think I like the idea of just taking the idea of black and darkness and that being the running theme of a series of work. Like it's like the sorbet between courses at a restaurant. I'm using this as like a palate cleanser to gear up for the year and to kind of transition my work into new, more exciting things. This is also something new that I'm going to be doing this year is really focusing on flowers and vessels. I like the idea of like kind of a traditional still life of like a vase of flowers and like say like a skull sitting next to the flowers, but kind of in my own little world. You know, of course I have to make the flowers skulls and skeletons, but this is, I'm going to do a lot more of this stuff. I absolutely love it. Father Death, Darth Vader. So this series had a total of 25 pieces that I did. This is another like vase one that I absolutely love. I love the direction. I love the like how much action is there with the flowers coming out of the top of that pot, and the colors in this one too. Boys Don't Cry. I really like this one a lot too. I like to play the bright colors with that black background of the figure. Growing on the inside, you know, flowers. Feeling darkness on the inside, but knowing that, you know, every day you can kind of get a bit brighter and things can grow and you can grow as a person. Crying Ghost. These are, when I do these, it's about releasing past memories that you are holding on to, and it's like, okay, it's gotta like get these ghosts out of me, and then I can feel a little bit more release and focus more on the future. Tramps Like Us. We were born to run. Bruce Springsteen. This is the last one. This is another painting. Very solid and dark and black. So, yeah, that is it. So, I guess I just wanted to make this video and kind of share this stuff with you, and I'm excited to see like where this stuff goes and what direction it's going to go in this year, and it'll be nice to actually put this stuff into like a gallery setting this year. So I'll be doing more of this stuff. So thanks for hanging out with me in my studio, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.